My name's Gary Bennetts, and I'm pleased to be a member of the Australian Racing Christian Chaplaincy Committee. In what follows, you're going to be watching a celebration of horses and the people who care for them across the racing industry. The Australian Racing Christian Chaplaincy, or ARC, exists to serve people in thoroughbred, harness racing and greyhound industries. And as they do that, they offer non-judgmental and holistic support to help people and meet their physical, emotional, mental and spiritual needs. And across this program, you'll hear from racing identities about the people behind this sport, the pressures that they face, and why the ARC chaplaincy work matters so much. I'd like to hand over to the chair of the ARC committee, Dr. Karen Sawada.
Thanks, Gary. I'm here with Caroline Searcy, who is Vice Chair of the Australian Turf Club. So Caroline, what is it you love about racing?
Look, I love, in particular, the horses. I mean, anyone, I think, that falls in love with racing, there's some that get involved in punting, but the whole thing is the love of the horse. And you follow a horse, you're a teenager, and you see the horse win and keep winning, and it's kind of addictive, and so you want to see that horse perform again. And I think a lot of the crowds we get coming out to the racing, we love a bet, we all love a bet, but we love the horse. And so when you see a horse that keeps winning, you get a bigger crowd, you get bigger engagement, you get more people that are so involved in the sport. So I think really it's the love of the horse that's what really drives my passion for the industry.
Fantastic. Well, as part of the executive team of the ATC, that brings with it responsibility for the people in racing. We love partnering with the Australian Turf Club, who've been a great supporter of ours for a long time. What sort of challenges do you think that a club like this has in relation to its welfare services?
I think, look, a lot of it from the human point of view is about, and you guys do an amazing job, the Australian Racing Chaplaincy, what you do to support people whether it be an injured jockey, it might be a trainer on hard times, someone who's lost someone in the industry, someone that's, might have been suspended and they're facing a difficult time, whether it be financially or emotionally. You guys do an amazing job. And so this is what the industry needs to be aware of, that there are so many life stories behind every race, behind every horse, behind every individual. And so I think from the club's point of view, to work in with the racing chaplaincy is so important, because to support you're supporting the people that actually put on the show. And there's nothing more important in racing than that.
So in terms of the future, what has the ATC got planned in terms of bringing racing to Sydney-siders and growing the industry generally?
Look, I think obviously we have races such as the Everest, which is amazing. So we get a huge crowd. A lot of it is about the racing. Don't forget, we have the party, we have all of that, but we also have the best sprinters in the world racing here at Royal Randwick. And so part of that is about engaging with the community to say, this is about the best racehorses, but behind the best racehorses are the best people. And so what we're trying to do is say, you have careers in this industry. There are so many things that you can do, whether it's in a sales company, a race club, you can be involved in the stable. If you're not a horse person, you can have marketing jobs, you can have also media jobs. There are so many things you can do in this industry. So what we need to do is try and encourage people to love racing, to see that we are about the horse, we're about the humans, and to work in with you guys to be able to say that we can create career paths and just a lot of fun as well.
Well, thank you for talking with us. It's great to get that insider's perspective of racing in Sydney and more broadly. So thank you again, Caroline. And back to you, Gary.
Thanks, Karen. What that makes really clear is just how much the work of ARC is appreciated by those at the top of racing. I'd like to hand over now to our senior chaplain, Colin Watts.
Thanks, Gary. I'm here with Rachel Northam from Northern Racing up in Scone, and you've been around the racing industry for a long time now. What got you involved in the beginning? Can you remember?
Oh yeah, it was quite a while ago. I came over, I went to Lindsay Park Stud in South Australia 30 years ago, and moved on from there, if you like, through New South Wales, basically. We stint in Queensland, and then we settled in Scone 25 years ago.
All right. Okay. Well, what do you love about racing? What's some things that you enjoy?
Well, it's not a job, it's a way of life. And I think a lot of people would say that to you as well, that it's all-encompassing, and if you're lucky, you get to do it, you know.
Yep.
It's one of the greatest pleasures, actually, to be able to work with animals, particularly to work with thoroughbreds. They're very smart. And it's a beautiful day at the office, you know, hail, rain or shine.
And there's plenty of all of that.
Well, there sure is, and there certainly has been the last couple of weeks up in Scone, you know. But
Yeah.
lovely day here today at Rosehill.
It is indeed. And obviously there's tough times as well. I mean, what are some of the things that trainers have to deal with that make it hard time to time?
Yeah, well, I guess you know, the success is important, and when success it fails for whatever reason, and it does, that's very hard to bear. I mean, your wares are on display when you have runners, so you know that's quite a thing to put up with. And then when the good times come along, boy oh boy are they good. You know, you have to celebrate every win because it could be a while between drinks.
Yes.
But then also, you know, trying to get staff, which is I suppose a universal issue, and them getting the right staff, getting good staff, which is a thing. But the owners, we've been very lucky. Rod has been very lucky with the owners over the years.
Yeah.
Great support there, who are supporting us through thick and thin. You know,
Yeah.
EI, COVID, quite a few big interruptions, which we have managed to ride out along with our clients.
Yeah, it's all part of the mix, and it's not an easy lifestyle. It is a lifestyle, but it's not an easy one. And I guess, I suppose as chaplains, we're trying to help people who go through some of those transitions and things. And you get to see the behind the scenes of the racing, whereas most people just see it from the outside.
Yeah.
What are some things you'd like people to know about racing that they might not?
Well, I mean, you know, as I said, you're working with animals, you're working with thoroughbreds, and they're beautiful horses as a horse, as such. And to get to be with them, to see the sunrises, you know, to see the sunsets, to work with the interesting characters that you meet along the way. You know, backpackers who've never held a horse, and you know, after 3 months they've got a favourite, and they, you know, they follow them. And then we've had young folk who've come through, haven't been quite sure where they want to go next, and they've come to us and you know, taken it up and run with it, which is always encouraging. You'd like to see people with somewhere
see
to
people
go.
go on with their lives and effectively have change their path in life.
Yeah, well, just offer them something that's a little bit different. You know, not everybody wants to be in an office or you know, in that situation. We're outdoors, and there's nothing wrong with a bit of fresh air.
Good. Thanks very much, Rachel. That's thanks for talking to us.
Okay.
Yeah. And back to you, Gary.
Thank you, Colin. It's clear that racing has many unique aspects to it. And with that come a number of unique opportunities for ministry, which ARCC are seeking to take up. Next, I'm going to hand over to Deb Priestley, who is our chaplain focusing on women in the Sydney area.
Good morning, this is Jason Witham from Sky Racing, and it's my pleasure here to give him a brief interview. So Jason, what do you love about horses?
Well, Debbie, it's lovely to be here and being interviewed by you, and being the interviewee instead of the interviewer, which I usually am.
Yeah.
So fantastic. Look, racing's been in my blood for many, many decades now, and there are many things I love about racing. The horse especially. I just love being around the horse. I love the characters in racing. I love the excitement of racing, the adrenaline of racing, the people you meet. I think it's more about the community as well. There's such an eclectic bunch of people that are in racing, and so many wonderful people in racing, as I'm sure you know as well, Debbie.
Yeah,
so
I certainly do.
There are so many aspects to racing, doing form, and you know, all the different variables that we get, all the different tracks we get to go to. It's just a wonderful industry to be a part of.
Great. Is there anything that you think people outside the industry should know or should understand?
Well, I think there's probably been a few negative connotations about racing in recent times, but I think they're unfounded largely. I think we're certainly an industry that love our horses, and I think that's what people should really understand, that you know, 99.9% of people that work in this industry love the animal, love the horse, and they take care of them like part of the family.
Yeah.
And we all band together, you know, as a community, and the racing community is very, very solid.
Yep. Favourite part of the race?
Favourite part of the race, probably when the whips start to crack in the last 200 metres, when
That's
they
it.
when
I
they
love it. I love it.
when they all put the foot down, pedal to the metal, and you start to see the real race, and that's where it really takes off, and it just gets the blood flowing, and it's
Adrenaline,
isn't it? Exactly.
It
really is.
It's really, really
Yeah,
good.
it is.
And what value do you think having a chaplain here on the course has?
Well, I think it provides even more of a sense of community as well, and I think for for those that are involved in the church, so that having somebody here from the church can be can give solace and can give strength and can give warmth and the generosity that brings, and the sense of community that brings to this industry as well. So it's always a pleasure to have you and all of your colleagues here as well.
Thank you so much for your time, Jason.
Very welcome, Debbie.
Amen.
Thanks, Deb. What's really clear is the acceptance that racing chaplaincy has in the racing community, as well as the benefits that chaplains can bring to the racing community. I'd like to hand over now to Ian Jones, who is the newly appointed chaplain to South East Queensland.
And I'm here at Doomben with Jack Bruce, who is top 10 at the moment in the trainer standings here for the metropolitan area. Okay. Now, you're originally from New Zealand,
Yes.
so coming over to Australia, what's been your work experience in the industry before you branched out on your own?
So I took a break from working on the farm and went to university, and once I finished university I went overseas for a couple of years, and then I came back to Sydney and got a job at Bjorn Baker in Sydney. So that was sort of my introduction to Australia, and I've been here for the last sort of 12 years.
Okay, now what do you love most about racing? Raised in the racing industry, but you must have your own passion for it.
Yes, certainly. A bit of a family atmosphere and a bit of a community. I enjoy that. I enjoy going to the races and seeing people, and I probably enjoy the social side of it too, just as much as I do the horses and the challenge of growing and nurturing young horses into what they can achieve. So probably a little bit of everything really, but certainly it's a solid community racing. I enjoy that side of things.
That's lovely. Now, parents aren't supposed to have favourite children. Are trainers allowed to have a favourite horse?
No, I say this to staff all the time. No favourites, apart from a couple. That's it. But yeah, no,
Okay, we won't record
but
that.
certainly all the staff have their favourites, and yeah, it's really good. It's really good to see.
Okay, and favourites based on personality or results?
Definitely personality. Yeah, I often find that a lot of the staff have favourites, and they might be the slowest horse in the stable, but it doesn't matter. They're equally loved and cared for as the fastest one.
Now, Jack, I've been really appreciative of the welcome you've given me as a chaplain to the racing industry. What are your thoughts on the chaplaincy and the need for it?
I think chaplaincy is really important for our industry. As I mentioned, we're a big community, and that's the first and foremost part of racing, and we're one big family, and chaplaincy is about help and support for everybody, and I think that's something really important. We work long hours and we have early morning starts, and I think that puts a certain amount of pressure on everybody before we have to deal with all the things that we have to deal with in a competitive and results-driven industry. So I think it's really important to have that friendly face around Brisbane racing, and I think it's important that all the staff can meet you and can know and understand, and I think for everyone in Brisbane racing it's important to have a chaplain, and you may never need the chaplain and you may be able to say g'day to him for 10 years, but if anything happens you do, and you'll always go around knowing that person is there and that support is there.
Well, I really appreciate your support and getting to know you and your, Lauren, your wife, and your staff, and the horses, of course, too. Just quickly, finally, what goals do you have for the next year or two?
Yeah, certainly just to keep improving the results, really. It's a good game played slowly racing, so we just want to keep building things up. We've had our best season yet in 25-26, so hopefully we can have an even better one 26-27, and even if we don't shoot the lights out with the perfect results, it's never the case in racing. We just keep chipping away and just do the best with every horse we get.
Well, thank you very much, Jack.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate you and all that you're doing.
Thanks very much,
all
Ian.
the best.
Cheers.
Back to you, Gary.
Thanks, Ian. It's great to hear about the chaplaincy work taking place at Doomben in Queensland. The A in ARCC stands for Australia, and our hope is to serve communities in the racing industry across Australia. So next I'd like to hand back over to our ARCC chair, Dr. Karen Sawada.
Thanks, Gary. Well, I'm here today at Royal Randwick with perhaps one of Sydney's best-known former jockeys, Neil Payne, who now works for Adrian Bott and Gay Waterhouse. So, Neil, wonderful to see you, looking resplendent as
thank you
always.
very much. Thank you.
So, tell us, what does a racing manager do here at Royal Randwick?
Well, I'm race supervisor for Waterhouse Pot, and I mainly saddle up the horses, make sure the gear's right, and, you know, you've got staff to render to all the time, make sure they're doing the right thing, which they usually do, but just staying on top of everything race day, because Gay and Adrian are so busy, so they're at the races most of the time, but can't be here all the time, so that's where, you know, I make sure I'm on top of everything race day.
Fantastic. So what is it that you like the most about a race day?
I just love the people. You walk around, the people are happy to be here. It's a relaxing day. I think it's great for young people to come to the races because they have to get dressed up. And I always like to confirm it as a sort of a daylight disco where people get dressed up and the crowds are about, and it's just fun, you know, watching the horses, you know, watching these beautiful animals race. Jockeys in their colours, there's a lot to wait for.
Fantastic. And so you will have seen the work of the racing chaplains quite extensively nowadays.
Indeed so.
So tell us about how you see the work of the chaplains on track.
Look, on track, very important that they're suitable on track. You know, it just adds confidence to your day when you see a chaplain walking around. It doesn't matter whether it's Randwick here today, Nowra, Canberra, Ballina, anywhere in New South Wales, or that Australia, and you see chaplains on track, and just know that there's confidence about that you can go and talk to people when you want to.
Yeah, look, that's very true. There's many things that happen on a track that for which chaplains really are part of that solving those issues.
Look, there's a lot that go behind the scenes, especially with strappers, and they've got someone to talk to.
Yeah, well, look, thank you so much for joining us today, Neil. Over to you, Gary.
Thanks, Karen. A daylight disco. Great description. I'm going to hand back to a man who loves a good daylight disco, our senior chaplain, Colin Watts.
Thanks, Gary. And now we're here with David Morrison, who's the racecourse manager here at Rosehill Gardens. And Dave, you've been around the racing industry for a long time. What do you love about racing?
Oh, I think it's the people.
Yep.
You know, I really enjoy meeting the different people in the industry.
Yep.
You know, naturally, in my role, I govern over some staff and that sort of thing. And, you know, I really like getting involved and helping them out and encouraging them. And I've got some new staff as well, which is really fantastic.
Okay, yeah. And you get to see a lot of the behind the scenes that people just watching don't get to see. What are some things that people might not know goes on to get into racing happening?
Well, I think the love of the horses. You know, if you're in the industry, if you're working in the stables and trainers and industry people, they love the horses. You know, it's something that's in them that they really love.
Yep. And you had seen it can be a tough industry at times. Where can us as chaplains help out people in the racing industry?
I think just being there for people, allowing them to have a voice. You know, there is tough times in the industry for sure, Colin. So just being there, listening. You know, sometimes people just need a voice, and you know we got the love of the Lord Jesus, so it flows out from there. You know.
Yeah, that's great. Well, thanks very much, Dave, and looking like a great day shaping up today.
It's a fantastic day.
Yeah,
Thanks, Colin.
Yeah. Okay, and back to you, Gary.
Thanks, Colin, and thanks, Dave. Wow, what a great story. Well, thanks to each of you for joining us for this special presentation as we've celebrated the horse's birthday. Thanks as well to each of the guests who appeared on this presentation. The ARCC is able to serve the racing community because of the generosity of financial partners and donors. And so if you've been struck by the things that you've heard in this presentation, if you're someone who values being able to care for the people who care for the horses in this industry, then if you'd like to help enable chaplains to continue to do this work, then please consider making a financial gift to the Horses Birthday Appeal. Donations of $2 and above are tax deductible, and it's your help that enables ARCC to be able to continue to offer care support and hope to the people of racing. Thanks so much for watching this presentation, and thanks for standing with us.